Hey guys, this is the first video on this channel, so welcome. What's one of the most uncomfortable ways of losing weight? Drinking your calories. So on May 8th, I took out all of my wisdom teeth, all 4 of them, huge extraction, pretty quick surgery. It was like 30 minutes, but I was chilling after. I couldn't eat solid food for several days though. The doctors also told me I couldn't work out for 2 weeks, but I just started working out after 10 days and I was fine. I didn't get any dry socket or anything. Dry socket is when your blood clot dislodges, and supposedly it's very painful. If you've gotten it, let me know in the comments. Now, I was on a diet before starting this new pain in the butt. So instead of going my way of consuming a teensy 1,950 calories and like maybe 200 grams of protein, it was like a 750 calorie deficit, I believe. Instead of doing that, I went on maintenance just so I don't lose muscle while not being able to lift weights for that many days. Usually you don't lose muscle after a 2-week deload. Even though I'm 19 and like my testosterone's peaking or whatever. But to play it safe, I didn't want to be eating less while not being able to work out. So I was like, yay, I could eat 2,700 calories of maintenance. Oops, I'm not working out either, so that's a lot of calories less that I can eat. I learned that I'm lifting to failure for like almost an hour, maybe resting 2 to 3 minutes per set. That's still burning a lot of calories, maybe 400 to 500. I was kind of doing a little bit high volume, so that's why the calories I was burning was really high, and that's why my maintenance was like 2,700. Plus I was a bit active walking as well. But post extraction, I had to be sedentary. I couldn't even walk fast, for instance, on the first day. I just had to sit on my desk in my room 24/7 for like the first several days. I was just watching movies, playing video games with my friends. When my new college semester started, that's all I was doing, just schoolwork for the first couple days. Since I had to be sedentary, I've never done that before, I went on a calorie calculator and figured out that I can only eat 2,100 calories. But that's only 150 more than what I was doing before. So I thought maybe that's enough to keep me full, right? Not. I had to drink liquid protein shakes, Greek yogurt, liquid pureed chicken, which was absolutely nasty. It's probably one of the nastiest things I've ever consistently eaten for that many days. What helped a lot was just eating the chicken with vegetables and black beans. I had to put it in a blender and mix it all together and then eat it. The first day was chicken soup just blended in a blender. It was so disgusting. I don't even want to show you guys. It kind of looks like baby food. So just imagine baby food and you'll get a good idea, but we're not babies, that's disgusting. Just to get my protein in, liquid chicken, hell no. But I wanted to keep my protein in. I had like 200 something grams of protein just to help with my hunger and so I don't lose any muscle mass. I know you only have to eat 1 to 1.2 grams of protein times your body weight. So going over 200 grams of protein was kind of overkill, but it did keep me pretty satiated. So if you guys ever take your wisdom teeth out and you're like me, you would work out all the time, definitely just do a deload. You don't want to get any dry socket or any of that. That's very painful. Just up your protein intake because you don't really need carbs. You're not going to have energy. You're going to have to be taking antibiotics. You're not going to have to work out. Up your protein intake and you won't get hungry. And that helped me a lot when I was drinking liquid calories. Just a pain. So yeah, for today's video, I'll just be going over everything I would eat during the wisdom tooth diet. That's what I'm going to be calling it. The high protein wisdom tooth diet. There, that's what I can call it. And then I'll be going over what I usually eat for maintenance. This is actually the first time in my workout arc that I actually eat in maintenance. Ever since I started, I've just been like bulking or like slight bulking, and then I went really heavy bulking, like overkill. I was doing way too much bulking. Now, for the past 6 or 7 months, I've just been cutting and trying to get to 10% body fat. But now, since I don't want to lose muscle, I'm on maintenance, and this is the first time I do this. And I already came up with an amazing calorie maintenance plan that you guys can follow too if you want, and I'll be going over that towards the end of the video. So right here, as you can see right here, days 1 to 4, I counted about maybe 7-8 days after I got my wisdom tooth extraction. I got my surgery done in the morning, so right after that I took a nap. And then I woke up and had a 200 calorie mango smoothie because I needed to take it with my antibiotics. My first actual meal of the day, it was a protein shake, 48 grams of protein. For breakfast, I usually have strawberries in my smoothie, but I couldn't because seeds could get stuck in the extraction site and it could cause a dry socket as well, or it could cause an infection as well. If you want to make that smoothie, you could do like a cup of milk, 2 scoops of whey, which for me equals 25 grams of protein with the whey protein that I use. And I just put like maybe 5.5 grams of Greek yogurt in there. For the next meal, I usually put, this might be a little expensive, but I put a scoop of Shakeology. I also add some peanut butter in there because I really like the taste of peanut butter. Some peanut butter powder specifically because you don't want to get the extra oils in there, because why not? Peanut butter powder works as well. I put 2 scoops of collagen peptides and then half an avocado, and that's a really good protein packed lunch. Then is the really disgusting part, which is the chicken soup, which is just completely blended because I can't just bite into the chicken even if it's like soft and in the soup. So I had to blend it with all the vegetables in there. The chicken soup didn't have any broth. It was literally just water, vegetables, and chicken in there. So then for my last full meal of the day is 440 calories worth of yogurt. I have another Greek yogurt, yeah. So I have like 3 Greek yogurts a day. I'll put 2 scoops of peanut butter powder in there. On the first day, I put 1 cup of low-fat milk, but the next several days that I had the same exact protein shake at night, I would just use skim milk. Then a scoop of whey, that'll be 51 grams of protein. That full day came out to 204 grams of protein and 2,400 calories, which was a little bit above my maintenance. Was kind of trying to figure out my maintenance at that time. Not really doing any activities, so 2,100 calories is usually what I would stick to for the next several days. I saw that I was dropping in weight, so I was like getting confused, but it was actually just water in my muscles really leaving because I wasn't exercising. If you regularly work out, just watch out for that. If you start losing weight, it's not because you're eating not enough calories. It's usually because the water is leaving your muscles. So it could also be easy to notice if you lose that much, like 5 pounds, but you don't see any fat loss. That's usually just water leaving your muscles. Then for the next several days, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5, I would eat yogurt at 5, 6 in the morning with my antibiotics because I had to take the antibiotics every 8 hours. So I had to wake up in the middle of the night to consume that. Those first 5 days was just straight liquid. Everything was liquid puree. By day 5, I was actually eating real food finally. The first thing I ate was cottage cheese. So I was really soft and it worked out. For all of my dinners, since I wanted to have meat, and I had to blend the meat, which made it really disgusting, I would actually blend it with some good carbs like black beans, mashed sweet potato, regular potatoes, and all of that stuff, other vegetables, and it would make the taste a lot less potent of that weird, nasty liquid meat, especially with sweet potato because it gives it like a sweeter taste. Other than that, every other meal is just liquid protein, liquid Greek yogurt. Finally, around day 6 and day 7, I started having chicken just like actually shredded up and then starting to eat it slowly. By that time, all my sockets were like almost fully healed. I think what helped me heal a lot was all of the supplements I was taking, vitamin B12, vitamin C, all these B vitamins. Going out and getting sunlight, getting a ton of vitamin D. I'm in Florida, so it's always really sunny here in the spring. Getting sun is really important, especially in your bones and stuff like that. And to avoid swelling, I stopped having like no oils. I would have omega-3 supplements twice a day and I never swelled up. The only time I was swelled up post extraction was on day 1 and a little bit of day 2, so just about 24 hours. I did have some ibuprofen for the first maybe 4 or 5 days, maybe every like 10 to 12 hours. Here by day 7, I was getting really bored, so I decided to do 175 calories burning cardio. So I ate more and it actually helped with my hunger as well. Which by day 10 is when I finally started really exercising, lifting heavy weights. I just couldn't keep my jaw tight. If you guys want to start working out less than 2 weeks after extraction, I would suggest just not keeping your jaw tight on any exercise that you're doing, and I think you'll be just fine. I was just fine. I didn't feel anything. And make sure that all of your sockets are completely healed, that you don't taste any blood, you're not bleeding or anything like that, because then there's a big chance that your blood clot's going to dislodge. But I learned that I was burning like 400 to 500 calories just lifting weights to failure for like 75 minutes. So I decided to eat 2,600 calories, and that's when I found my maintenance. And so far, that's been pretty good. I haven't lost or gained weight in the past couple days. So if you guys have any questions about this diet, you're getting your wisdom teeth out or something, and you need help having protein and going on a deload, go ahead and leave it in the comments below and I'll reach out to you. Other than that, I'll show you guys now what I eat for maintenance. You guys can change it up a little bit. There's a couple things that I could change up a little bit that I might do in the future, but for the most part, it's a really good diet. It's 40% protein, 40% carbs, and 20% fat. Starting off for breakfast, I'll have a 1/3 cup of Quaker oats with about 125 calories. Then I'll throw in about a 1/3 tablespoon of honey, roughly 20 calories. Then I'll just eat 5 grams of flavored Greek yogurt. I usually like blueberry or vanilla from this brand specifically. and then I'll have that with about half a banana or 5 strawberries. That's about another 180 calories. Next, to save time, I'll have about a cup of milk with a scoop of whey protein. Yes, it's just plain whey and doesn't taste the best, but it adds 20 extra grams of protein for the breakfast. If you want some extra carbs, you can switch up the scoop of protein for 1 slice of bread. That'll be about the same amount of calories. This breakfast does come out to 475 calories and 41 grams of protein. Next up is lunch, which is my most protein-packed meal of the day. I always have a cup of my mom's homemade chili, which is about 85% lean ground beef with vegetables in it, with some added beans for a couple carbs. And then on the side, I'll have half an avocado and half a cup of cottage cheese. It's 100% my favorite meal of the day. I love how these 3 things taste together. And for the bulk, I'm planning to eat this in higher amounts. For the last part of the meal, I'll have a dense protein-packed shake with about a scoop and a half of peanut butter powder, 2 scoops of collagen peptides, and a scoop of a plant protein blend with chocolate called Shakeology. Expensive, but it tastes great for me. And if you want something a little more satiating, just replace some of the powders with extra ground beef or extra cottage cheese. Usually will do pretty well for enough protein. Also add a cup of both water and frozen berries. But the totals come out to 250 calories of the chili, 120 calories from the avocado, 80 calories from the cottage cheese, and 445 calories from the shake. Again, I don't recommend drinking your calories, especially if you're cutting body fat, but I'm just on maintenance, so I don't really have a problem with that. But the total calories for this lunch are just under 900 and about 85 grams of protein. Now, I used to never eat anything before my workout. I still don't take pre-workout, but ever since I started having something small just before my workout, it's just enough for me to get some good energy in. And as weird as it may sound, it's just 1 slice of bread. Dave's Killer Bread. Honestly though, it's 70 calories, and if I eat too much right before my workout, my stomach's gonna feel a little funny, so this is some good carbs. My post-workout meals when I add a ton of volume, usually a couple ounces of low-calorie vegetables with the entire bag of a riced cauliflower blend with carrots and peas. Then I'll decorate it with 9 ounces of chicken, and honestly, it makes me pretty full for a while. If you're not a vegetable guy like Ronnie Coleman, you could just replace all of it with like probably a slice or 2 of bread. I don't know why I always think bread. Ever since the cut, I've just been craving bread, my bad. This meal comes out to 420 calories and about 60 grams of protein, roughly. And the reason I have a low-calorie, high-volume dinner is so I can have a treat for the last thing I eat in the day, which is when my cravings go up. So I'll usually have about 8.2 ounces of pistachio ice cream, topped with 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, which comes out to 700 calories. In total, it comes out to 2,600 calories, 200 grams of protein. That's over 1.2 times my body weight, so I'm getting a little more protein than I actually need, followed by a little bit over 200 grams of carbs, and then leaving the rest for fat to have roughly a 40-40-20 split. Today we got back day. You know, my back hasn't felt sore this week yet. My back never gets sore, but I can kind of feel my lats today. It's kind of weird. Actually, I think it's my teres major in my rear delt, like this area here. Definitely feel it. Ooh! My triceps are flamed. Yo, I gotta shave my armpits. What is that? But yeah, stretches I do before I start my workout, doing these little circles in front of me. I learned this in my martial arts class when I started like 13 years ago. Just does your biceps, get the blood flowing in your biceps and your arms. It's really good. Then you go in front like this. You know, it does everything, especially the rotator cuffs a good amount. Do the rest of the shoulders. I feel my chest when I'm doing this as well. My hair's looking like ass today. I mean, it's not that bad. It's just like straight mid. I just need to get a haircut. 3rd workout post 10-day deload, and my shoulders are absolutely killing me. I have never been this sore in my life. And this is what happens when you work out and never take a break. I would work out 6 days a week and I would never take a break. No deload weeks. This is the first time I do it. I'm gonna have to do more of this. I feel like some people say that it builds a little bit more muscle, so I'm gonna definitely try it. Just do like 1 week deload every like maybe 3 months, honestly. That's a pretty good amount, I would say. Kind of poor lighting here, but you can see some abdominals, some of that going on. I'm currently sitting at around 12.5% body fat if I want to take a rough guess. Good thing about having a home gym is you can scream as loud as you want. without a Planet Fitness alarm smoke in your butt. Well, that was my first video finally done on this channel. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and bye.